Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
What if he has... Yeah, if he has Chihiro's one right
The
now?
fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall.
It could be... Yeah, exactly. It could be that the broken one is actually from Mondo. And then he borrowed it from Chihiro after he killed Chihiro.
Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own.
That could work too.
After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
Oh, that's right. He said that the punishment from all the baseballs hitting it, that is not what destroyed it. So what Monokuma actually meant to say, that was actually not the broken one in the hallway. We just assumed it was Leon's because it was the only guy and he died. So we assumed it was Leon's, but he just switched it out with Leon. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's. Which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
No, because he's borrowing it.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch.
I'm sorry, man. No bike ride with you.
What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong.
No, he can't do that to you, bro.
You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Oh, we're gonna do a comic book thing again? Yes. Awesome. So, it started out Act 1. Chihiro was stuffing the jumper, the jacket into the duffel bag. Celeste spotted her. Let's see, how many do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are a lot here. Once again, I feel like more confident in switching the later ones rather than the early ones. There are a lot in here. Holy crap. Let's try to find the ones, or put the ones that Byakuya did that. I think we can put this one here, because Byakuya found out about it and then decided to make it look like it was actually Genocide Jack for whatever fucking unknown reason. Posters are already switched here. There's something with the posters here. Carpet. Dumbbell. Something with dumbbell? Hit dumbbell, blood on the dumbbell, dumbbell fell. Here, that's the thing, like, here the posters have already been switched, right? Yeah. Girl, guy. So the posters have already been switched here. It goes in. There were so many ones with the posters, though. Okay, this one's actually not as straightforward as it seems. I think this, because here it looks at the girl locker room and you see... Wait, you see him entering the boys? Celeste, her eye spots the duffel bag. She quickly scares it, or like she quickly hides it inside of the duffel bag. I think this is correct, the beginning. Act 1 is correct. Act 2. She walks to the gym. She then uses the boys' locker room with the boys' card or boys' e-Handbook to get in. Someone greets her there. And Chihiro's like, oh, he's scared actually or something, or didn't expect it, or she did, or he did, I'm sorry. And then putting that in the bag, and then suddenly get attacked. It would cause sauna is later on. I'm not sure about this one. I'm gonna put that there for now, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about this one either, actually. Alright, so this is where Act 3 begins. Chihiro has already been murdered. So this is where all the swapping and stuff takes place. Act 5. What is the turning of the knob? The extension cord, we can definitely put it here somewhere. I think in front of this one. Extension cord bound, like, tied up, yeah. There's something has... The posters is not what Byakuya did. Byakuya just made it look like it was Genocide Jack. So the posters is something here. Man, this is so complicated. He spots that there's blood on there, takes it off, puts it on. I guess, but takes it off, takes Chihiro along. Let's see, how many do we have left? The last one. It could be that he just throws it in there and then closes the door. I don't know. Reenact. Seems like we have everything in there. Which one? There's 1, 2, 3. 3 we haven't used. I'm not entirely too confident about this, but I want to see if this, like, you know, if we play it out once, it's gonna point out which ones are correct and where the first mistake is, and then we'll just
killer is
work
you!
from there.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident.
I'm almost certain this isn't correct. Not
Last
100%.
night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
Act 2.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Bam, okay, good so far.
Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-Handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro and attacked him.
Ah, I knew that one wasn't correct. Alright. Alright, this one. Well, none of these are correct. I guess attacked him, and then blood fell onto the poster, right? Blood fell onto the poster. Okay, that makes sense. Attacked him, blood fell onto the poster. Dumbbell fell. He realized, oh shit, blood on the carpet, blood on the dumbbell, blood on the poster. So in Act 3, he decides to swap it. Takes out the carpet, takes off the poster. What does he do then? Goes to the girls' locker room, picks Chihiro up, goes inside, switches the poster, or hangs it in the girl, yeah, switches it basically. Here they're swapped. Byakuya walks into the girls' locker room for some unknown reason, ties her up with the extension cord to make it look like it was Genocide Jack. It were Bloodlust, and it's visible there, yeah. And in Act 5, in the sauna, throws away the e-Handbook in there to break it, and then closing the door.
Here's exactly what
Seems
happened.
good, I think.
And attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster. And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it.
I'm surprised that a lot of people actually knew about the dead people's e-Handbook being in the main hall.
With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no.
Why? This is what I don't get. Why did Byakuya do this?
Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived there. They planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook.
Sorry. No!
And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna, And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
Oh my god, Mondo.
Isn't that right, Mondo Orada?
Oh my god, I can't believe it.
Wait! No, this can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah, where's your evidence?
I just showed it to you!
You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Alright, he has to show his e-handbook. Evidence that Mondo was the killer had already revealed itself earlier in the trial. If I can somehow show where Mondo's e-handbook is right now, once I do that, everything will become clear. Alright, a new element to the bullet time battles has been added. Yep, absolutely. Let's talk a bit about fever time and nega time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push left mouse button, right mouse button, okay, however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. Okay. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got access to special time, right? So we've also prepared something called nega time that your opponent can use. If your opponent activates nega time during the bullet time battle, your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit tougher to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate fever time at this point, no, never mind. I'm sure that wouldn't happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Alright, we're gonna activate it when he activates nega time. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, yeah, we haven't. Good luck, have fun. Oh, what do we do? The moment of truth. It's the dancing.
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence!
So we can now press whatever we want just to counter his negative,
listen.
right?
False! You're corrupt!
Final strike!
Show me some evidence!
This should prove it.
Sorry, Taka.
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
Oh my god, he admitted it. Mondo, why? This was like such a spur-in-the-moment kill. Double B's? Oh my god, I got 2 B's. I suck. I disappointed my Asian heritage by not getting an A+.
Bro, what are you saying?
Bro!
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with.
Dang.
Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
Taka, what?
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank!
But doesn't the vote have to be unanimous? If Taka votes against it, don't we all die?
Who will you elect as the blackened this time around?
Taka,
Will you
don't be a
make the
fool.
right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Monokuma vote. Yes. Guilty.
What?
Uh-oh. This time, it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Wada!
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. Oh no, what does this mean? You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way you would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? 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 Why did you do it? Oh my god.
Now then.
Taka seems so betrayed almost.